Hey, it's Clay at claycharter.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Tuesday, November 7th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around. That's because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, or ticker symbol LIFW, big mover today. Good solid pattern here. So let's get this pattern drawn into play. So first part of the pattern, right there, that overall resistance area. And then second part of the pattern, there is this upwards little trend line right there. So let me get this moved down here a little bit just so it's a little bit more symmetrical. There we go. And let me change that to green to represent more so the support area of things. And to make this maybe easiest, let's keep it all one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge explosion right here to make it that much more visual. Add in a little golf hole for you golfers out there, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, those do not exist. Is it plausible? Is it reasonable to think that if the price can come back up to the top of this pattern and get a break up through it, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Is that a plausible question to throw out there? Absolutely. That is completely a very reasonable thing to wonder about. And if it happens, again, even if it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, because you have a bunch of people saying, oh, look, that's a bull pennant. Oh, look, the price is breaking out of the bull pennant. Oh, I'm a breakout trader. I'm supposed to be buying on the breakout. So I'm going to buy. And then a bunch of people just buy. Then, yeah, that is once more not guaranteed to happen, but certainly plausible. So if you like stocks in this price range, you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, CDIO, same general idea that I just talked about. Probably the biggest difference here would just be the price range. This is more so. Not more so, it is a penny stock, so there's our resistance. I'm going to go through this much quicker because you just heard me say it, so I don't want to sit here and waste your time. So resistance, support, and just because I can't help myself, I'll make it one color. So we have that is a terrible line. There we go. We have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice upwards move here, have the golf hole down there. So another bull pennant pattern. Like I said, on this one, biggest difference being it is a penny stock. So if you like penny stocks and bull pennants, here you go. Next one here, TNON, nice mover here, bit of a pullback, and have some good, solid, well-defined areas to keep an eye on from a resistance standpoint. Actually, let's just use a flat top resistance for that. Main area of resistance, I'm going to go ahead and split the difference, call it right up there at $2.30. So again, I do realize that the price did technically go above there a couple times, but there's some other times where the price didn't quite hit it. So like I said, just trying to find that middle ground, and I'm going to call the middle ground right there at $2.30. So keep an eye on that. From a resistance standpoint, if this thing does try to curl back upwards. From the support standpoint, go ahead and get rid of that. But if there is a deeper pullback, I'd keep a close eye on that pink line right there, which on my chart denotes the very well-known, the very famous 200 period moving average. So keep an eye on that. If you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, then you could throw in a support down around this area, that former breakup. Actually, now that I do that, that does make a lot of sense. So I'm going to keep that in there, actually. Right there, about $1.65. So all in all, some well-defined levels. And you got to think a lot of people are watching these levels, which again brings about that talking point of potential self-fulfilling prophecy type movements. So worth keeping an eye on if you like this price range. Next one here, ticker symbol OGI. And, first things first, there's no doubt about it. Nice start. But also, you got to admit that ever since the gap up, there has been a downwards channel that has formed. So this is where things get a little tricky, because if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 12 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart looks really, really bad, again, because of this downwards channel here. But if you do care about the bigger picture point of view, well, part of the bigger picture is asking the question, okay, fair enough, Clay, there is a downwards channel, but what happened before the downwards channel? And to answer that, you'd have to say, well, the price made a huge explosion up. And now what I've done is all of a sudden drawn a bull flag pattern. So like I said, if you're somebody that bought, at the blue circle, then you don't really care if this is a bull flag pattern because you're getting absolutely crushed. But if you're somebody that cares about the bigger picture point of view, then you are looking at this from a more of a broader standpoint. And in that angle, all you have is, yes, a pullback, but the pullback has established a bull flag pattern. So is this a good or bad looking chart? That would depend on you and your personal strategy. Next one here, AMC, and overall, chart's doing just fine. And in fact, it even went up to higher highs today. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of resistance. And the key dynamic here is what direction is this level of resistance being adjusted? And I'm going to go ahead and adjust it right up there to $11.30. And you saw me adjust it upward. So assuming you're bullish, whenever levels of resistance need to be adjusted in the upward direction, that's always a good sign. That's a good thing and what you want to see. So yes, newest area of resistance that I would really put a focal point on right there at $11.30. And then as far as if the price pulls back some more, the first key level to watch that's done a very good job of respecting the price is that purple line right there, 50-period moving average. You can see bounced off it, bounced off it, bounced off it. So keep an eye on that if there is a more of a pullback. As far as next levels of support, if there's a deeper pullback, that would be down there right around $10.50. So I'll mark that out there. But all in all, the price continues putting higher highs, higher lows. And from a broad trend building standpoint, that's what it's all about. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering later on in the week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live event. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched past videos, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that red line right there, the key area of resistance at the 226 mark, and you can see opening 30 minutes right there, power of charts. Price came right up there, double top, rolled back over. So yes, that 226 mark has certainly been mapped out now, and it's kind of sticking out like a sore thumb in regards to the key battleground area that you're going to want to watch. So if there is any sort of attempted recovery back up in the bullish direction, then that remains the big question mark right there. Can the price actually break above and stay above the 226 mark? So keep a close eye on that. In terms of areas of support, nothing really new here to talk about. Still have that initial level right there, the ideal level at the purple line, the 50-period moving average. But even if the price drops below there, not the end of the world, because not that far away, you then have this next level down there at the $211 mark. So keep a couple eyes on those. But yeah, today, as of now, is just that double top pattern. And you want to make sure that this thing doesn't, turn into a full-blown reversal. But as of right now, looking just like a pullback from the double top. Next one, SOFI. And first dynamic that stands out to me is it's looking like this thing is knocking on the door of a pretty important, well, it never quite hit it, but got very close. Right there, $7.35. Going back in the history of the chart, you can see this area has quite a bit of history of providing support. Like I said, did it hit it exactly right there? It did not, but close enough. So $7.35, definitely a very important level. And the reason for that is, and let me squeeze things down here just a little bit. And I'm not saying this will occur, but if the price does break down below that level, that pretty much puts the chart into this big no man's land where you don't have any other data points until down here below this the $7 mark. So that's, not that if 735 is broken, it's dropping straight below 7. I'm just saying that, just visually speaking from a technical point of view, you just have this no man's land of space. So in my mind, 735, very important level support-wise. In terms of areas of resistance, main level in the very near term, all about that pink line there. 200-period moving average, you can see the price got rejected there from it, and rejected a couple more times. If the price is able to push up through there, next key level you'd want to watch is the purple line there, the 50-period moving average. So yeah, not a great day today, not a great way to start off the week, but to give some credit where credit's due, at least the price was able to hold above 735, and you certainly want to see that continue to happen moving forward. Next one here, PLTR, and again, this will mean a little bit more to those that watched the video from last week, but if you did, hopefully remember me putting in that trend line right there, and you can see opening 30 minutes right there. That's where the price struggled and came back down. Now, what was nice about this is it's not like it came down and then kept dropping. Nothing like that. The price actually came down, then leveled off, and then as I speak, you can see late day has formed a nice little upwards channel. So yes, there's still more work that needs to be done, but in my opinion, it's more than plausible to think and throw out the question, hey, is this trend line going to get tested again on Tuesday? It doesn't have to travel that far, it being the price, in order to test that level. So like I said, I think that's a reasonable question, and if the price can break above that trend line, then again, that brings about that talking point once again of those self-fulfilling prophecies. In terms of areas of support, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area here down now to that level at the 1795 mark. And then, more so from an overarching standpoint that I would consider much more important. So yes, that level is important. Don't get me wrong, but a way more important level would be the purple line there, the 50-period moving average, because you definitely want to see the price stay above there, because as long as the price is staying above that 50-period moving average, that does imply that overall the price is putting in those higher lows, and that's what it's all about in terms of building those uptrends. Next one here, DISH, and the premise here is very simple. For those of you that like stocks that are getting just absolutely destroyed, and you're looking to try to catch those bounces before they, not necessarily reversals, but even a decent bounce, then here you go. I mean, look at the volume down here. Huge volume. And in fact, I mean, to illustrate this most, let's just use a trend line. I mean, how steep is this trend line? Yeah, look at that. Look how steep that trend line is. So, I mean, truly beat down. Now, the idea of watch lists is to find unique, to find interesting situations, and not randomly rush out and buy things, but watch them. So you may be sitting there saying, Clay, I don't like these plays at all. This thing is getting destroyed. It's getting crushed. I don't want to try to play that. Completely fine. But you have to realize that some people do like to play those. So it's really just a question of, do you find these ingredients, interesting? You got a stock down below $5. You got huge volume. You got the stock getting absolutely crushed. If you like those sorts of components, then here you go. You're definitely going to want to keep an eye on this one. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. So if you believe the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to rise, this one will also go up. And overall, a fine day. I mean, when you consider last week and how this thing was basically going up and up and up every single day. I mean, no price can go up every single day. So sometimes things need to consolidate. And that's what's happening here, just some sideways movement. But I will say that as I speak, last 30 minutes, the price is working its way closer up to those areas of resistance. But I am going to go ahead and make an adjustment. And again, question being, what direction is this adjustment being made? And I'm going to go ahead and adjust that area of resistance now right up to 38.25. So yes, good sign there that the level of resistance, assuming you're bullish, of course, but good sign there that the level of resistance did indeed need to be moved in the upwards direction. As far as supports are concerned, I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that level, because I think the most clean way to just continue to measure this is going to be to watch that purple line there, 50-period moving average, which I've talked about before. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive, then yeah, you can keep an eye on down there around the 37.50 mark. But overall, like I said, from a simplicity standpoint, I would just continue to watch that purple line, because as I've already said, as long as the price stays above that purple line, then that implies that the overall trend is putting those higher bases, and that's what you want to see. But yeah, nice day here. Not necessarily from an explosion standpoint, but from a consolidated out. It didn't pull back a whole lot, and now it's starting to show strength headed into the close. So we'll see if that translates over into Tuesday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you would like what you saw here, then definitely go get signed up for that class later this week. It'll be Thursday, November 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, please do two things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you traded today. Give me your watch list for tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out. Take care and go get signed up for that free class.